What is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We are back on the Desolation map, and we're in the ghetto. I want to work on some ghetto stuff today. Almost done. So close to done on the ghetto. So that's what the background is going to be, but that's just eye candy. As it usually is, it's eye candy for you guys to drool over. What we're really going to be doing today is a question and answer. That's right. In the last video, I asked you guys to leave me some questions for a Q&A video, and here we are. Now, I didn't get all the questions I would have wanted. I said at the end of the video, and who stays around for the end of the video, right? So maybe a lot of you didn't hear me ask for questions, but that is okay. We got plenty of questions thanks to my loyal community. You guys are the best, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to ask some questions. So that's what we're going to do today. Without further ado, let's get into it. I've got, 10? I got 10 questions picked out, so let's go. Let's see if I can get through all of them. The first one comes from Krillcraft. Krillcraft has a YouTube channel, so go check him out. He says a lot of stuff there, but he says at the end, also for your Q&A, who is your favorite Batman actor and why? It makes sense to answer this question first since we're working on or near the, well, we're not really that near. We're close to the Axis chemicals. But Krillcraft, thanks for that question. My favorite Batman character is definitely Jack Nicholson's the Joker. And then, yes, of course, there's Heath Ledger's Joker, which is equally amazing, but I think when you get down to the nitty-gritty, Jack Nicholson brought a dimension to the Joker that, you just can't quantify. You can't, I've talked about this in the past, so I'm not going to go too far into this question, but, he brings comedy, right? When I think of the Joker, I think of jokes. And Heath Ledger was funny, I guess. How do you think I got these scars? It's not that funny, okay? The Joker should be kind of funny. He's a jokester. And so Jack Nicholson brought that jokiness to the role, and I think he did a fantastic job. And definitely my favorite Batman, probably my favorite Batman character. And all the Batmans that I've seen. So that is that. So thank you, Krillcraft, for that question. Jack Nicholson. All right, question number 2 comes from Dylan98, and he says, what are some foods that you eat since you are vegan? Okay, good question. That's what a lot of people ask me. One thing that I've learned about people who eat meat is they can't conceptualize, they can't wrap their head around the vegan diet, okay? And I'll just go through a regular day. In the morning, I have cereal, and I put a lot of chia seeds in my cereal, and chia seeds have great protein. They have the omega acids, they have the omega fats, and they're just very healthy for you. So I get a lot of protein in my cereal, and it's a fortified cereal, so I got all the fiber, all the things I need in my breakfast. And that's the most important meal of the day, in case you didn't know. Okay, so eat a good breakfast. That's what I do. A lot of protein in my breakfast. Most of you probably don't get much protein in your breakfast, at least unless you're eating bacon and eggs or something like that. So I do get a lot of protein in my breakfast. Then for lunch, what I'll do is I'll eat a salad wrap. Almost every single day is a salad wrap. And basically what it is, I take some salad from the day before, and I put it in a tortilla, and I put some sauce on it, whatever it could be, and I wrap it up and make a little burrito, and then the salad is the filling, and that's that. Wash my hands, I'm done. Quick lunch, and very healthy lunch. And then for dinner, what I do these days is about 6 days a week I will have a salad for dinner, and I mean that, guys, just a salad. And I'll put different things in the salad. I'll put vegetables, I'll put nuts in the salad. I'll put various items that are, make the salad fun. I'll also make a smoothie, and I'll throw a banana, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, orange, lemons, and I'll make a smoothie better than Jamba Juice, and I do that almost every day. So part of my dinner is drinking a nice ice cold smoothie with almond milk in it, and almond milk goes in the cereal as well, in case you were wondering. I'm completely vegan. So and then the salad for dinner, and the smoothie, and is great. And then if I need a snack, usually nuts, great protein in nuts. But once a week I'll splurge, and I'll make some pasta, or I'll make some tacos or hamburgers, vegan hamburgers, of course, vegan tacos. And you can buy substitute soy-based or plant-based protein meats. They taste almost the same, and you get the same texture, and you really can't tell that you're not eating meat. At least I can't after all this time. So I get plenty of protein, maybe too much protein, who knows? I don't know if you can get too much, but that's basically a day in the life of the meals of Beancrew49. So yeah, and it doesn't get boring. I eat to live rather than live to eat. And that's the basic premise of my life is, for the first 30 something years of my life, I would love to eat foods and just really enjoy it. There'd be, foods that were terrible for me, processed food, greasy food, and I just enjoy the flavors. But then I realized that, the function of eating is so that you don't die. It's not to enjoy yourself. I mean, there can still be joy from it. And now, instead of joy from the taste of the food, my joy when it comes to eating is the way I feel after eating. I don't feel sluggish. I don't feel tired. I feel like rejuvenated after a meal because I'm eating like real food with real energy. And so that's how I derive joy from eating now, not from the flavors. I still have great flavors. Flavors are, but there's no meat flavor, and that's fine with me because I have so much joy from the way I feel afterwards. Okay, so thank you for that question, Dylan98. Let's go on over to Funtime Springtraps, who brought this question to me through Twitter. I'll put my Q&A question here. Will bean builds to beats ever return? Oh, great question, Funtime Springtrap. No, it won't. Basically, Bean Builds to Beats was one of my favorite series that I do, and like I said before, it didn't get very many views. I shared a lot of my favorite music, and there's just no reason for me to continue that. I could scrounge around for songs, but it wasn't really accepted by the community. So Bean Builds to Beats is gonna be kind of defunct, but those videos are still there. I think I did 50 of them. 50 songs that you may love them, you may hate them, but oh man, they're good in my opinion. They're my favorite songs. I wouldn't say that they're my top 50 songs, not by a long shot, but it's really hard to put famous songs on there because of copyright strikes and stuff. So I had to put a little bit more obscure songs so that YouTube didn't pick them out and I don't know what they do. I don't know how the algorithm works. I just know that it's stupid. Okay. Yeah, so that's that. No more Bean Builds to Beats. I'm sorry, Funtime Springtrap. I know it was a great series and my favorite series, and whenever I feel like listening to music, sometimes I'll just go to that playlist and just let it ride and just hear just song after song of just awesomeness. So I encourage you guys to do the same. All right, next question comes from Kieran, our boy Kieran. He says, what's your thoughts on people being released from prison? He's been asking me this question for a while now, and I haven't done a creative question of the week in a while, so I guess I'll answer it here. I'll try to do this as quickly as possible. So Kieran wants to know, what do I think about people being released from prison? Let me tell you what I think about the prison system. I think it's a joke, at least in this country. I know a lot of you from England, and things might work differently there, wherever you're from. But in the United States, the prison industrial complex is a business. And the more prisoners that are in prison, the more money the business makes. That's just how it is. So we stand to gain a lot of money by incarcerating people. And it's sad. And so as a result, we have people in prison who are on drug offenses, marijuana offenses. There's people out there smoking cigarettes, drinking booze, causing fights, getting into fights, doing property damage. But there are people in jail who had some medicine on them, and they're incarcerated in federal prison. So when I say, he wants to know, how I feel about people who get out of prison, I think there's all sorts of people who are in prison. People who don't deserve to be in prison. People who are falsely accused. People who are in there for drug offenses, which in my opinion, they shouldn't be there at all. If it's harder drugs than marijuana, then they should get help. They shouldn't be in prison, which is only making their problems worse. I think prison, really, it beats the soul out of a person, and it's a horrible thing. It should be reserved for the violent criminals, and that's it. Everyone else needs help. So, of course, Kieran, I believe that everyone who's come out of prison deserves a second chance. They've served more debt than they should have paid for the most part. Of course, there's murderers who shouldn't leave at prison ever or should never be paroled. You know what I mean? So, not everyone. It's hard to make blanket statements, but for the most part, prisoners have paid their debt to society and then some. And they should be, looked at as real citizens. Yeah, maybe they shouldn't buy a gun. Maybe they shouldn't be allowed to to do drugs. I don't really know, but as far as being members of society, they got my vote. Okay, so I don't look down on prisoners or ex-cons. I think that we all deserve second chances, and any of us could have made a simple mistake and landed in federal prison. With the way the laws are structured in this country, in the United States, it's a joke. You can be in prison for a lot of things that really, I mean, if you push a police officer, you're going to jail. That's how it works. And yet the police officer is allowed to legally manhandle you if he has some suspicion of you. So it's really backwards, and I feel for those people who are, incarcerated unjustly. All right, we got a bunch of questions now from IGL Zenix. I want to say thank you to IGL Zenix for asking a ton of questions, and I really do appreciate that. So we're going to go through some of them, not all of them. His first question is, will Desolation survival stories ever return one day? The answer to that is most likely yes. I love survival stories, and the reason I stopped was because I had to fill up more of the city, so we have more stories to tell. And now that I've kind of figured out how to minimize lag as far as the game settings, then there's no reason not to. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason not to do survival stories, because that is one of my more beloved series personally, because it was a lot of fun, and role playing is just and filling out the backstory of the city with all these stories was really a really fun thing for me. And I think the viewers, I think you guys really enjoyed it as well. So I definitely want to do it again. And once this ghetto is completed, I have a series in mind that's going to be a lot like survival stories. So in a way, it's going to come back sooner than you think, but it's not going to be called survival stories, and it's going to be a little bit different. But stay tuned for that. Let me finish the ghetto, guys, and you'll see all sorts of cool stuff. All right, what's next from IGL Zenix? He also has, will being around the world ever return one day? And the answer to that is probably no. I didn't like it. I know that showcasing the maps of other people is a cool thing to do, and I enjoy doing it and critiquing and giving people tips and stuff like that, and giving you tips. But it's just a lot of work to schedule these meetings. I'll come on your world. Oh no, I gotta go to work. Oh no, I'm gonna be at school. Blah blah blah. I'd rather just depend on myself to make videos, and that's the main reason why I stopped doing being around the world. Also, it's really hard to find these mega builds. There's only so many mega builds on console that are worth showing on video. So I've done a lot of them. Yes, I could show progress on them if I wanted to. So maybe I'm just not too enthralled. And also, I'm not a narcissistic person, but you guys should be watching my build. Okay, I love the community's builds, but this is my channel. You should be seeing my build. I know you guys want to have some variety, and that's understandable. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm not going to say never, but no plans right now. No plans. So think about that. All right, next is from IGL Zenix. IGL Zenix, he says, do you have any videos that you have ever regretted making? No, not one. The thing about the videos and the thing about regrets is that you are doing the best you can in the present moment. Now, when I look back at my old videos, I cringe. I cringe hard, guys. Like, oh, what was I thinking? What was I doing? But I don't really regret it, because I was doing the best I could with what I had at the time. I was using my skills to their max. I was using my imagination and creativity to the max at the time. And I don't regret anything I've ever done, really, as far as being creative. No way. It was a learning experience, and because I made that video that wasn't so good, I learned from it and I got better. And now I look at my videos now, they're so much better. I mean, there's still a long ways to go, and if I'm still making videos in 3 years, I'll look back on these videos right now and I'll cringe because I'll have gotten so much better. But I'm doing the best I can in the present moment, and that's all you can really ask. That's all you can hope for, and that's the name of the game, really, is living with no regrets. And that's the thing about living in the present moment. If you're living completely in the present, you're not worried about the past, you're not worried about the future, then you are doing the best you can with what you got. And there's nothing to regret about that. Nothing. If you make a mistake, that is a learning opportunity. If you do something well, then that is also a learning opportunity, but not as much. And with time, I think you'll learn that there were some mistakes that were made. So there's always mistakes being made, and without mistakes, where would we be? We'd have no growth at all. So gotta make mistakes from time to time. All right, so next question is also from IGL Zenix, and he says, what was your favorite video to make, and what was the longest time spent on making a video? Longest time spent on making a video? Was that episode 600? Let me think about that. I think I want to say episode 600. Because Episode 600 was the dumpster diving. So I would say yes. I wrote the dumpster diving lyrics a year before. It took me a while to get that recording right. It was hundreds and hundreds of tries to get that recording right. And then getting the actors together and then editing the thing. Yes, dumpster diving. Episode 600 took me the longest, for sure. For sure. And it came out great. The song I thought could be a lot better, but I got another song coming. And like I said, learning experiences, you get better and better. But the first part of the question is, what was your favorite video to make? And this is an easy question for me. My favorite video to make was Desolation episode 222, and I just went back to it today, and oddly enough it has 222 views. I may have ruined that, but oh well. It's called Consciousness Rising, and it's a creative question of the week video, and up until that point I had been doing kind of fluffy creative questions of the week. What's your favorite building in Minecraft? You know what I mean? Fluffy stuff. But with this video I made a conscious decision to we're here, right? I'm spending all this time on this YouTube channel. You're spending all this time watching these videos. And I thought to myself, yes, we can just focus on Minecraft, and that's great. And, we'll get better as builders. But if I'm going to spend all this time on one thing, I want there to be growth. I want there to be improvement. I want to spread a positive message. And that's when I decided that I would be spreading a positive message with each and every single creative question of the week. And that is exactly what I have done. And that was the first one where I said, you know what, I'm going to tell it straight to these kids. I'm going to tell them that the school system is corrupting them. I'm going to tell them that they are so capable of so much more than they think, that society is intentionally trying to hold you down. And that is the message. If you haven't seen that episode, go watch that episode. It's my favorite episode, 222. And I'll put a card too, so that you can go see that, because it signaled a shift in my channel. And a lot of you in the comment section were saying, I don't like the negative viewpoint of your creative questions of the week. And I disagree with that 100%. Every single creative question of the week has been positive. I've talked about some darker things that maybe a child doesn't want to know about, and that's okay. But if you listen to my videos, I'm offering you a viewpoint on that you do not have, that you haven't thought about. And I'm showing you the positive side. I'm showing you a different side. I'm showing you a different way to look at it, so that you can heal, so that you can grow, so that you can be a better person. There's nothing more positive than that. Every single creative question of the week, I ask myself before I record it, how am I going to help people to grow through answering this question? And that is what I've accomplished, and I'm very proud of creative questions of the week. My favorite playlist, of course, because there's just so much growth. There's so much opportunity for learning, and I think that's something I offer the YouTube community that a lot of these other YouTubers do not offer at all. Zero. There is no growth. You watch these different YouTubers, and they have updates on news, or they have little murder mysteries or whatever. There's no growth there. There's no teaching. There's no learning. There's no expanding consciousness. There's no expanding your viewpoint. It's just mindless entertainment. And that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to waste time. I'm not here for mindless nonsense. I'm here to elevate. I'm here to educate. I'm here to raise the awareness of people. And that's what I do every Monday. Well, that's what I have been doing. I haven't done a Monday video in a while. I got to get back on that. All right. So that was my favorite video, episode 222. All right. So the next question, the last one from IGL Zenix. When you started building Desolation, did you ever think you would get this far in building it? Absolutely. I thought I was always going to finish it. Always. There was no doubt in my mind at any point that this would not be finished. I could close my eyes and I could see the city. Maybe it didn't look exactly like it looks now when I close my eyes. In fact, now it looks better. But I always had the vision. And that's the importance of having a vision, my friends, is seeing it with your imagination. If you can see it with your imagination, you can create it. If you can see it in your imagination, then you can create it. And that's what's happened with the Desolation map. And I see the finished product still, and it's going to be done. It's just a matter of time. That's the only issue, is time. But yes, I always had intended to finish this. So thank you, IGL, for those questions. Is there anything I wanted to say about that? Yeah, I was going to get that far. All right, the last question I have comes from Dylan98 again. He says, what are your future plans or goals in your life you want to achieve or do? Oh, what a great question, Dylan98. How can I answer this? My ultimate goal in life, my top priority, is to get in touch with my inner self, get in touch with who I am, with my soul, and be the full and utter embodiment of my soul on this planet. And what that means is just allowing spirit energy. I know this is information that, well, if you've been following me along, if you've been watching the Creative Questions of the Week, I think you may have an inkling of what I'm saying. But I think human beings on this planet are just wandering around with their ego minds. That's it. And they just think their little thoughts, and they're just very unconscious. They don't realize what is beyond the physical earth realm. They don't see anything beyond their five senses. My goal in life is to develop my sixth sense so greatly that I can embody my soul's energy on the planet Earth. I can allow it to come in, and hopefully through that I can be a teacher, and that is my goal, to teach people the way to do that themselves. And that's what I've been doing with this YouTube channel, whether you've realized it or not. I've been showing you ways to get that process started. I've started the process myself. I have a long way to go, very long way to go, which involves, minimizing the noise of the ego mind. It means getting in touch with your emotions. It means getting in touch with the spirit realms and allowing them to help you and shape you and form your life and your actions and your motivations, so that you're not just using it. You're not just thinking from the ego mind. You're thinking from the heart space. You're thinking from the intuition space. And once you do that, several people have done that completely. Jesus Christ, Buddha, Babaji, so many people have become enlightened. And that is the goal, of course. But as I work towards enlightenment, my goal is to bring as many people with me, is to be a shining beacon, to show you a better way, to show you the dangers of eating meat, to show you the dangers of not being in touch with your emotions, to show you the benefits of allowing your soul to speak through you. And I've done my best, guys. I've tried really hard on this series and on this channel. I've tried really hard to show you rather than just tell you. But I've tried to tell you as well. But I've tried to show you, and it's a long, hard process of attainment. So I don't expect anything to come quickly. I don't expect you to change. Some of you have. Some of you have become vegans. Some of you have started meditating. Some of you started working with crystals. And when I hear stories from you guys about that, there's nothing greater. I'd rather hear those stories than have 1 trillion subscribers. I really would, because it shows that you guys are open-minded. It shows that you're willing to learn new information, and that is huge. That is so big, to have an open mind to the point where you're ready to listen to somebody and really try to understand them. That is a level of empathy that we all need, that this world needs right now. And it warms my heart to hear you guys say, yes, I'm willing to try meditation. Yes, I'm willing to try switching up my diet. Yes, I'm willing to try spending more time in nature, or cleaning up my thoughts and my emotions. It's just, oh man, guys, that is the biggest reward I've gotten from this channel by far, is hearing you say things like that. So that is my goal, and I know it's not very tangible. I know it's like, I want to be a lawyer and I want to make 100K a year. That is not on my agenda. My agenda is much higher than that. My agenda is to bring light to this planet, to bring love and light to this planet as much as humanly possible, as much as I possibly can, whether it's through YouTube or tarot card readings, or through interacting with people. The sky's the limit, and to say that I know what the future holds for me is pretty egotistical, and that's what I'm trying to get rid of. No ego. So I don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know what the future holds for this channel, but I know that if I concentrate 100% on the present moment, I will make the present moment the best I possibly can. And if you just have a series of just exceptional present moments, then you are going to have a future that is in alignment with your hopes, with your dreams, with your inspirations, with your imagination, with your highest love. And that is my goal. And that is my goal for all of you. I want to bring you guys all along with me. And I'm going to continue to make these videos as much as I possibly can to help spread that message, and also spread the message of creativity while we do it. And show people that, you know, to be creative means to get in touch with your higher self, to get in touch with your emotions, with your heart space, and maybe get out of your mind a little bit. So that is the video. I want to thank everyone who asked the question. I really do appreciate it. I can't wait to make more videos in the future. So thank you for all your support. Be sure to like this, be sure to share this, and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy Minecrafting. Peace.